Hello, my fellow humans and aliens. Welcome to my channel. My name is Callie. I go by the pronouns Z and Zer. Power to the people, and let's get into this story time. So, yeah, this is gonna be a story time, but the reason I'm telling this story is because I actually was having a conversation with someone about fights in Jamaica and if I've actually been in a fight in Jamaica. And if my tongue black guys, I was using the charcoal and it didn't come off yet. So yeah, so I was telling her, but I actually have been in, I'm gonna say, two fights in Jamaica. The first one I already told you guys about, the time when the girl kicked me in my face. Yeah, that one, she kicked me dead ass in my face. Anyways, this one is gonna be about, I got into a fight with this guy, and basically what he told me at the end, after the fight happened, a few days go by, and then he told me why the fight even happened in the first place. So don't quote me on the age, guys. I was young, maybe 10, 11, because I left Jamaica at 12, so probably 11 before I got here. Something like that. I don't remember. But in the summertime, we have summer school, and the not the neighborhood, the community that I lived in, we had like a church up the street, like just literally up the street. We could just walk there. And at the church, we had the summer school, so, and Sunday school and all that judgy school shit. But anyhow, we all went in the from the neighborhood. I keep saying neighborhood, like Jamaican people don't say neighborhood, okay? In the community, the community. So most of the kids from the community went to the summer school. So there was this guy there that also, he actually lived right across the street from me. Like my house was on this side and his is on this side, right across the street. He was in one of my classes. Yeah, he was. And I don't know what happened because I was minding my own business. And there was some rumor. I don't remember the rumor. But he wanted to fight me. And me back then, I don't like fighting because I know me. I can't even play fight because if I play fight, it turns real and then something happens up here and then I forget that it's even play fighting and I will hurt you. So I don't partake in play fighting. And when it comes to fighting, I get too angry and I just choose not to fight. But when I do get into fight, I just have to remind myself it's a fight, because the family I was raised in, if I got into a fight and came home crying that I got into a fight, I'm going to be asked two questions. One, did I win? And two, why the hell am I crying? And I'm going to get my ass bust based on my answer. I'm definitely going to get my ass bust about why I'm crying, because I should not be crying. We don't believe in that whole crying shit, especially after a fight. But if I lost that fight, I'll get my ass bust by my uncle. So you see why I don't fight? Because I'm not trying to get my ass bust by the person I'm fighting or by my family. It ain't nice, okay? It ain't cool. So we got into the fight, and I don't even know how it happened. The thing about fights in Jamaica, I don't know if it's everywhere, but I know where the area that I was from, that I see all the time, or even on YouTube or the internet, you see the fights. They don't fight normal. Why do people they don't fight normal? I don't understand why. They fight with board, cutlass, stone. They fight with anything. They'll take a human being and hit you with the human being. Like, they fight with anything that they get their hands on. I'm not like that. Again, I can't be like that. I'm not built like that, because if I do that, I will hurt someone. And I'm not trying to hurt nobody. So I do not fight like that. If I'm fight, I just want to fight with my fists, maybe with a few rings on. I don't know. But I'm not trying to, especially with a cutlass. Where they do that at? Where? Jamaica. Jamaica is not a real place. It's not. It's lovely, but it's not a real place. Um, but yeah, this man tried to fight me with rock stone. Yo, when he start throwing those stone, I don't know, man. I turned into the best dandy shandy player. Like I did some cock up is a 10. Sight. I was dodging those stones like I don't even know. I was fucking Jet Li when those stones start being flung. Like, I'm not trying to get my head bust. Are you crazy? Poor me. Back then I was so maga. Like I can't even take a lick. If I took one lick, I'll be flying. The breeze will make me fly. Like the fuck, he try to bust my head with a rock stone. Like, yo, I ducked those shit until I got home. Okay, that's the first time I would say I did not want to partake in a fight. Like, and I knew my ass was gonna be bust when I got home. So at this point, I'd rather take a bus ass than a bus head. Okay. So I finally made it home, and once I was home, I know I was safe because my family's so strict. Like once I got home, that was it. There's no going outside. There's no chilling with friends. There's none of that. I keep seeing marks on my face, like I'm losing so much weight, and like I don't know. I could see it's shaping something. I'm a little dimple. But yeah, he was throwing beer stones at me, yo. And then I remember the next morning when I got to school and coming home from school, usually, well, not usually, always, the way how it worked, when I come from school, I had to stop off at my grandpa's shop first and then go home because I need to check the time that I got in to make sure I didn't hang out or gallivant with nobody after school. And he had to check to make sure that my uniform was the way I left the house, meaning sparkly white. Like, yes, when I say I grew up in a very strict home, I really did. Like, I couldn't have not even a crush on my uniform. The way I left is the way I need to come back. My hair needs to be intact. It needs to look like I didn't go nowhere. Like I didn't sit nowhere. I didn't play. I didn't do shit more than stood still. That's what my uniform need to look. No dirt, no fingerprint, no nothing. I did thorough check before I actually go to the house. So I remember I was walking down to the house and I saw him and I was like, oh my God, here we go again. He's about to fling some stone at me. Like, I'm not trying to do this. Not today. Not today. I'm not trying to do this. But surprisingly, that didn't happen. He walked up to me and he met me at the bus stop and he's like, yo, can I talk to you for a sec? I'm like, I don't need to talk to you. Like, who the are you? I don't need to talk to you after you tried to bust my head the other day. Then you want to come friend me up? Me a beg friend. Better yet, I don't want people seeing you talk to me because my uncles see me talking to no boys. I knew what time of day it was. And he's like, no, no, just like before you walk around to the house, just stay by the bus stop for a second. Let me talk to you. I'm like, I have like 2.5 seconds. Like, they need to see me walking around the corner to get into that damn house before I get my ass bust again. Okay, I'm not trying to do this shit. He's like, I'll walk with. Why are you trying to walk with me though? You just try to fight me. Stop trying to walk with me. Like, I don't want to be seen with you. Do you not get it? He's like, no, I just needed to. I'm like, fine. Let me walk in the house first, see if anybody is home. And if nobody's home, I'll give it a signal. So that way, nobody sees me on the road and you could just come in the yard and we could talk where no one could see us. So I went home. Luckily enough, no one was home. My grandpa did call to make sure I got into the house because he was timing me. Changed my uniform and everything. And then I went to go talk to him in the back. And he's like, yo, I didn't really mean to, I'm like, but I'm a little bit confused. How did the fight start? He's like, to be honest, I just kind of like you. You mean to tell me you like me, so you fought me, so you try to bust my head? Oh, I don't know what I was thinking still, but like, I like you and I wanted to know if you looking for a man. First of all, you ain't no man and I ain't no woman. We are kids. We are children. Like, we are children. And if I say yes to this, where we gonna date? Because you know my schedule. School, in the house. Not school and yard or a hangout. School, in the house. And when they come up, they check to make sure me in the house, because they make my neighbor watch to see if me in the house. Not in the yard, in the house. Okay? So where are we gonna find time to date? And on weekends, I'm still monitored, because on weekends, I'm only allowed out to wash my clothes. And while I'm washing my clothes, they're making sure ain't nobody chatting to me. So if they see a boy talking to me, I'm going to get my ass handed to me. So where, sir, please tell me where we're going to find time to date. And we're too young for that. Like, where? Tell me. Please, tell me. He's like, there's ways. Like, I could just meet you at the bus stop after school. First of all, shouldn't you be going to school? Are you on a morning shift, morning shift, evening shift? I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work. He's like, I just want you to know I like you. I said, sir, I don't like you. I don't like nobody. I like my book, and I don't like to be beaten. That's what I like. I'm good. He didn't stop. Very persistent. I like that. I like when a person is very persistent in what they want and what they need, and they just keep going for it. I like that. So you kind of impressed me or whatever, you know, impressment. But I remember telling him, like, it's also not going to work, because I'm not going to be here for long. Like, I'm just here for the time being, but I'm not staying in Jamaica. And he's like, please, if you move, you're just going to the country. I'm like, sure, I'm going to country. So I remember after I moved, fast forward a few years, like 2 years in, I went back to Jamaica, and he still lived across the street, and he saw me and we were talking. And I'm so petty, y'all. Like, I still remember shit that happened, and I'm fucking petty. Cause I remember when I was told him I was leaving, he's like, you're boosting, you're not going to no foreign, you're going to country, blah, blah, blah. So when I saw him and I went to Jamaica to visit and I saw him, I went over to him and I'm like, hello. So I guess I did go to country, right? The country that's called Canada, I guess. No country. I'm not no country bunkans, you know. I actually live a foreign. I live in Canada. Thank you very much. He's like, no, you don't. I'm like, yeah, I do. But it's okay. It's okay. But when I went back and I saw him, he was bleaching. Okay. Like, fun fact about me, I will find a person cute until they start bleaching. When you start bleaching, it's a no for me. It's a no. I remember he was bleaching, and my bio mom at the time was in Jamaica, because she lived in England, but she was in Jamaica at this time. And she saw him talking to me. My mom, my bio mom, she's hella dope. Like, she's not strict unless she has to be. Like, I wouldn't fuck with her. And if I'm not her kid, anybody who's not her kid, I would recommend them fucking with her, because she's the Madea. My mom is a Medea. She don't give a fuck about no police. She will beat your ass. She has beat people's ass in front of the police. She don't give a fuck. But she's pretty dope. And she's like, so who's this guy? And I was telling her that he used to like me when I used to live here. And then my mom peeped the flags, and she's like, you know what I don't want for my kids? I'm like, no, mom, tell me. I don't want my kids to pick up anybody who bleach. And I'm like, looking at him, and he's looking at me. My mom is smirking, and I'm like, yeah, mom, I understand. She's like, make me a promise. I'm like, what? She's like, promise me when you start dating, you won't date no one that bleach them face. You won't get tattoos, and you go to college. Let's just say I did one out of those three big promises, because I'm full of tattoos, and I have more on my legs. And I did go to college, so you'll be very proud of me. Okay? So far, I have my diploma in social work, and I have my other one in counseling and domestic violence and kids counseling and all those stuff. I'm working on it. The pandemic kind of stopped my flow, but I have 2 more credits to get, and I'm a counselor, you know, a therapist or whatever. Maybe not a therapist. I don't want to be a therapist. But I would love to be a counselor. I would love to open my own domestic violence thing for the LGBT community, because people seem to forget about them. and forget that there's violence in that community too. And I also want to work with guys who are being abused as well, because they're forgotten as well. That's just a little bit of side story. But yeah, like, let's just say like, he was cute too. He was cute. I'm still friends with him on Facebook friends. But I have a lot of stories of people in Jamaica, some good, some not so good. But I still remember all of y'all. I don't forget where I'm coming from. Oh God, I have a story about my step grandmother who tried to tell me that I need to remember where I live and that I don't live amongst the peasants. That was so disrespectful. They're not peasants. They're people that I used to talk to when I lived here. I'm no better than anyone who's still in Jamaica or in a different position than me. So you need to chill the fuck out, okay? You're the peasant. But yeah, me and her got into a huge argument. Like, she tried to knock my lights out because she called people peasant, and I was not for it. Like, I am no better than anybody. But yeah, so that was my little story slash rant about that fight. Like, this man had me ducking and diving. Like, I was on some Bruce Lee shit. Like, ooh, ooh. But that was just a little story I wanted to tell about fights, because we were talking about fights, and I was watching them fight, and I'm like, oh my God, the man literally tried to chop the man with the machete. Like, how is that a fight? That's not fair. I guess in fights there's no such thing as fairness, but I don't back down from fights. But two fights that I will back down from. Well, cussing. I would never try to attempt to cuss gay men, or even Jamaican gay men. I would not attempt to cuss any of them. I could chase and I could cuss any fucking woman, but especially if they know something about me, I don't want them to tell me about me or about some things that I don't want to hear. And I would not really fight in Jamaica, but I'll bust a girl ass or a man ass if they try to fight me here. But in Jamaica, I don't think I'll get into a fight, because I'm not trying to get chopped up or get my head bust. I could deal with a bust head. I can't deal with the chop up. Yeah, I can't deal with that. But that's just my little rant. Well, thank you guys for listening to me. Hope to see you guys next week. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the post notification bell. And as usual, make sure you practice self-love and self-care. Hug yourself. And enjoy the rest of your day.